want to try to hit this limb always. The hitting of the limbs or the cutting of the limbs, commonly called defanging the snake, is so important. I hear a lot of people that really don't train this. They say, well, that just wouldn't work because they don't quite understand it. Here, I'll show you with a bladed weapon how good it does work. If the knife comes high, I go low to clear it. And it doesn't matter the size of the blade. It could be a 2-inch blade and I can still clip that thing if I have the wherewithal to use footwork and the ability just to clear out and hollow out. It's very, very easy to get that arm cut. Does that make sense?
Yes,
okay? If the knife goes low, I go high to clear this weapon. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yes,
so if you train something, a lot of people always say, well, that wouldn't work because they're not training it. And it's funny because while they're saying that won't work, people are making it work every day. Does that make sense?
Yes,
2 times I've had to use my knife in an altercation, I've attacked the limbs. So if you train something, you can make it work. It's funny, sports, all kind of sports have changed so much over the years. Football, they didn't always play football the way they do now. They used to throw basketball like this. And then when they started shooting it like this, people were like, well, that doesn't work. And now, do you ever see anybody play basketball? I do sometimes when I go out. All right, so from here, the first disarm. I'm going to hit the limb, of course. Now, some people say just grab the thumb and bring that half moon. Under pressure, man, you're just going to grab whatever you can, and you're going to hold it like you love it. Okay, if that punch comes, you may have to handle that thing too and just get the hits with. But the first high-speed disarm is right here, and then I can just put in follow shots. I'll do that again for you. Slowly. 1, bring in half moon. I use the wrist bone for the ejection point. Act like your arm is a magnet. Magnetize yourself to the stick. And as I disarm, that hits the body. And then there's my follow-up shot with it. Any questions on that?
No, sir.
Okay, I'll show you one more time. All right, if I give it a shot. Now we're going to work on handling that bladed weapon too. We'll stick to the same disarm since that's the one we started with, right? So the number 1 comes, inside the flexion, I want you to zone slightly with it, right? Now, really, I'm already monitoring that knife. If it comes, the loaded is already, as I disarm, the hitting's already there. Does that make sense at all? Okay? But just for the sake of training, I'll show you some basic ways to just start out handling that bladed weapon. So, 1, see, there's the disarm, and I want you to, this first one, I just want you to cut out with it. All right? And then I'll show you some retraction and stuff. Knife comes low, I want you to parry it and hit the throat. And see, that's going to be the knife disarm. I'll do that really slow for you. Give me number 1. Grab. Cut out. The knife comes low. In reality, that would be the hit. I mean, you would just hit out and whatever from there. But for the sake of training, knife comes low. I just want you to hit the throat from here. You see? I want you to grab the wrist just like we did over there with the stick. Same principle. I use the bone of my hand, and it's a 2 motion. I'm going to hit him in the body and pull his hand away. You see it? And then that's when I could do whatever follow-up we want to do from there. Want to see it again?
Yes, sir.
Slow motion. 1. Knife comes low. 2, 3. Give it a shot. Go. Do it. All these disarms and stuff is very, very important that you do it out of flow. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
We gotta progressively introduce chaos to a technique. That's the only way to functionalize it. So at a very fundamental level, progressively introducing chaos could be in the midst of a coordination drill. Does that make sense? Then later on, we full spar these things. And then that's the learning board for you to really figure out what you can pull off and what you can't. For my lower ranks, just do 3 quarters. See? You can do 4 quarters, 3 quarters. It doesn't really matter much. Now, what I'm looking for is to crash in on that angle 1 to get the disarm. Okay? So we're doing 3 quarters. I have to crash in on the 1. And I'm just going to attack. Knife comes low. There's the disarm. And then I just hit with it. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Everybody else, we do sombrado. You okay? Everybody else, I want you to do sombrado with it. Is that it? So from here, we crash in sombrado. See, now I'm looking for that angle 1 in the middle of sombrado. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay? Just to keep it simple with the disarm we've been doing. So, good. There it is. Good. There it is. So, does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Try it?
Yes, sir.
Give it a shot. Go. First off, if I crash this line, I may just go directly with the knife many times. Okay? But for the second training, sometimes I touch and go because you're learning that inside deflection, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay? So, from here, some people teach the dude with the thumb, and I guess that's a good basic way. But the beefier your blade is in there, man, that you're not going to really have room to really get a good grip on that arm. And I do use the thumb some, but you don't need it for this technique. Watch. So from here, see, the circling of the blade does it for you. See how it's turning his arm? Again. One. See the circling. See, there's this one. It's still there. Still monitoring that shot. When that knife comes, I may go in here with it, and then there's the disarm from there. And then you can add any kind of follow up that you want to add from there. We'll show a different angle. Alright, so 1, 2. See, there's the disarm. And it will projectile into the face, as you can see. Come on. Alright, so again. You are next. So 1, 2, you see, there's the disarm. See, knife comes low. See, I may get my shot from there, and then there's my follow-up shots from there. Any questions?
Yes, sir.
Give it a shot. Go. The number 1 comes. See, I'm trying to cut that, right? I'm trying to damage that limb. Okay. I grab here. See, I zone, and as I do, I turn and see the point of the sword.
Yes, sir.
See. Now from here, this goes into the throat or the eye, see? And then that would be the follow-up shot from there. Okay? So 1, see this turn, see it's in alignment. You can go armpit too, it works beautifully, see? Okay? And then I just add any follow-ups that I want to add from there. That's variable 1 with it. Variable 2 with it, I still crash that line, but see this is a curving strike in the other sword. Goes right into the limb. Into the hand. Do you get me?
Yes, sir.
It's got to be a curving type of motion with it. Okay? Follow me?
Yes, sir.
So the way these translate with the sticks. Okay, number 1. Yeah, crash that line. See the thrust? See? And this thrust out here, see? And then that's my follow-up shots. Okay, and for the disarm and catch, okay, let's go here with it, see? And then I curve this thing with it, see? And then you can just follow through with whatever you want to do from there. If I want to see it again. 1, okay, and I'm using the bone still. See this thrust? Okay, and then follow-ups. Right. 2, okay, see, I just rolls it right into the hand. Okay. Good luck. Give it a shot. Go.